All right, so each day this week, I'm going to unveil. It's official, folks. I work with Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey is behind this show, powers this show, Ramsey Solutions, and Dave's got his 7 baby steps to financial peace. We've got 5 stages to realizing the dream. Now, let me just tell you real quick, we're going to dive into stage 1, but I want to tell you why I chose the word stages and why, if you're a part of this community, you need to really grab onto this word. This is not just a cute word. I didn't choose it randomly to be different from Dave with the steps. I want you to get the significance to me of why the word stage is so important. Stage has a couple of different applications. Number 1, I've said it 100 times, I'll say it again. The idea of living in your sweet spot is using what you do best to do what you love to do most. So you use your top talents to perform your great passion. So in a way, whether we are well known or not, whether we're an elementary school teacher or a best-selling author or a famous musician or an athlete or a mailman, all of us in our work that we are created to do, we perform it on a daily basis. We perform it for an audience. Those you serve are the audience. And I believe we were all called and created to perform a unique role. It is needed. You must do it. So therein lies the beauty of the stage. So we are performing. We are singing our song. Now, the other usage of stage is that this is a journey. Life is a journey. However many years we all are blessed to have, it is a journey. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's climbing Mount Everest. I use the idea of that dream job as the peak of Mount Everest. And so if you've done any kind of learning about mountain climbers, they do it in stages. There are stages. There are stages to a marathon. There are stages to a bike race. Stages. So therein lies the importance of the word stage. So what stage are you in? If you are in the process of realizing the dream, you could be starting out, and that is what we're going to talk about today, which is discovery. By the way, the 5 stages, discovery, research, embark, achieve, meaning, spells out the acronym DREAM. How do you realize the dream? Number 1, discovery. It's very simple. We talk about it almost every day on the show. On some level, it's discovering who I really am. What do I mean by that? Well, who I really am. What do you do best? What are your natural, God-given talents? Nobody taught you how to be good at this. You just are good at it. You don't even have to work at it. You got some talents. All right? I think of my dad and my brother. They have the talent of mathematical problem solving. I can barely count my toes. It's just a fact. I just, I'm not good at it. Some people are just naturally good at things. All right, we all have talent. Some of you out there have been so beaten down that you have a hard time with that, and you called on the show, and I really push you, challenge you to identify what you're actually good at. We're all good at something. This would be talent. This is what we are gifted with. We're just good at it. So this is what I do best. Then the passion side is what I love to do most. This is what brings my heart alive. I look forward to it. I anticipate doing it. And when I'm in the middle of it, I don't want to stop. And I look up and 3 hours have gone by and it felt like 3 minutes. This is not difficult to understand, but this is the base level of discovery. Who am I? What am I good at doing? What do I love to be doing? Talent, passion. Now, a couple other questions as we dig deeper into passion. This is the passion side of things, people have the most difficulty sometimes locking in and going, all right, I'm confident this is my passion. So here are a couple questions. Who do I most want to help? Because we all want to help somebody. We all want our work to matter. We want to do meaningful work. Meaning, I want to know that I make a difference in this world. The answer is, how do you make the difference? So you're looking for, who do I want to help? What problem do I want to solve? What solution do I want to provide? I get excited about this. Our last caller, everybody has told her 100 times, you've missed your calling. You're cutting hair, you ought to be counseling. Well, did you ever stop to think that while she's cutting women's hair, she's actually probably the best counselor they've ever had? Ooh. So this idea of figuring out who you really are can seem complex, but it's actually simple. We retreat back to, what do I do best? What do I love to do most? Talent, what I do best. Passion, what I love to do most. And we ask these questions and we dive in, we keep looking, and the more we look, the more we find. And the more we find, the more we see. And we see it everywhere. And then we get to confirm it. And when we get that confirmation, we get tremendous clarity. No more fuzzy thinking. I see Mount Everest. I know what I'm supposed to do. And now I can confidently step out. So the first stage is discovery. If you're not clear on what your Mount Everest is, what your sweet spot is, you're still either in stage 1 of the discovery process or you have yet to begin stage 1. Most of you have yet to truly begin it, to dive in and say, I'm all in on discovery. You cannot grow where you are until you know who you are. Another way of saying it is you got to know who you are before you can grow where you are. I talk to people all the time, really frustrated. I'm not going anywhere. Well, I immediately just change the entire conversation. Let's not talk about your frustration about where you're not going. Let's talk about where you want to be. Well, I'm not really sure. Well, that's why you're not going anywhere. Yeah, you're like now we got Madison, who's 24, the assistant producer. We got Kelly, who's the marketer, who's 26, 27. I'd rather be on the low side. I don't know if you all know about pin the tail on the donkey. Is this a concept of something you've heard of? Okay, they have heard of this. I never know. Well, when I was growing up, pin the tail on the donkey was a real thing. It wasn't like this thing you've just heard about. We actually played this at birthday parties. You know what I'm saying, Joe? And the way pin the tail on the donkey works is they would put a blindfold on you, and mom or dad would spin you around 3 or 4 times, and then you had a tail, and it had like a sticker on it, or a pin, I guess, and you would walk forward and try to pin the tail on the donkey that's on the wall. Well, this is how most of you are spending your professional life. You know, I don't know. I'm just spinning around, and I have no idea where I'm walking. I'm just hoping somebody goes, walk straight. Yes, there. Move your right hand up 3 inches. No, down. This is nonsense. No wonder you're frustrated, because you got a blindfold on and you have no idea where you're going. And on top of that, you're slightly dizzy. So let's be very clear. What can take the intimidation out of being all you're supposed to be is this first stage, discovery. After discovery, the rest of it is just straight up hustle. Research, embark, achieving, but so many people never step on the path to fulfilling their purpose. And you know what the sad part is? They're just steps off of it. It's like the path of your purpose is just 2 or 3 steps to your right or left, and you can't step on it because you're walking around in circles. Listening to everybody. Move to the left. No, back to the right. This is actually a good analogy. I have never taught it this way before. This is exactly what it's like. When you're playing pin the tail on a donkey, mom spins you around and lets go of you, then every kid at the party is yelling instructions. That's what you feel like you hear every day. No, go to the left. Uncle Harry says go to the left. No, Uncle Don says go to the right. Oh, my grandmother says go straight ahead. Oh, well, my mom says I should go backwards. It's just mass confusion. You got voices coming at you from every direction. And you know what you need to do? Hush. Everybody, shut up. Please stop talking. Reach up, pull the blindfold off, walk out of the room, and spend some time on yourself. And use this process of looking at what you do best and what you love to do most. Find where they intersect. This is not complex. It's so simple, it's almost silly that so many people will live their entire life and never find out who they are. Stage 1, discovery.